common sense. We should do common sense things. Let's make sure only Americans are voting in our elections. Makes sense, right? I want to hear what Chuck Schumer has to say on the floor in full debate about why he opposes this measure. I want to hear what Elizabeth Warren has to say. If Bernie Sanders wants to hold the floor of the U.S. Senate for 6 months, let him. Go ahead. Swap out the Depends. Get some body armor. Somebody slip you some whatever you need. Keep it going. Because it demonstrates the stupidity of your argument. The Democrats are true radicals. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to debate. They want to obstruct. They want to obstruct common sense.
Welcome back to MAGA News Central. Congressman Byron Donalds just ripped into Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, and the entire Senate establishment, and he didn't hold back. Donalds says securing America's elections is simply common sense, yet Senate Democrats continue blocking legislation instead of defending their position in public. His message was simple: if they really believe they're right, step onto the Senate floor and debate it. Let's break down exactly why Byron Donalds says the Senate is failing the American people.
The Senate sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it. They suck. This is not hard. 80% of the American people want the Save America Act to pass. Not 80% of Republicans, 80% of the American people. And the only organization that refused to act is the United States Senate. Everybody else is saying, this is common sense. We should do common sense things. Let's make sure only Americans are voting in our elections. Makes sense, right? Let's protect the franchise of the American people. Let's make sure that people who are sent to Washington are being voted on by Americans. Who the American people choose is up to them, but we have a responsibility to secure that franchise and to secure that process for the American people. And what is happening in the U.S. Senate is laziness, and quite frankly, it's disgusting. What? The Senate Democrats don't want to have voter ID in America. Why? Because they want to maintain their power. Senate Republicans don't want to do the right thing and actually have a true filibuster on the floor and debate the matter on the floor, because it would take them away from their precious meetings that they have to conduct. I'm sorry. They have a responsibility to open up the Senate floor and debate this issue in front of the American people. I agree with Chairman Harris 1,000%. I want to hear what Chuck Schumer has to say on the floor in full debate about why he opposes this measure. I want to hear what Elizabeth Warren has to say about why she would oppose this measure. I want her to tell the people of Massachusetts why she believes that the people of Massachusetts should not have to show a photo ID in order to vote in a federal election in the United States of America. Just the other day, President Obama opened up his presidential library in Chicago. You needed an ID to attend the event. So if you're going to show up for President Obama's library, you got to present a voter ID, a photo ID to gain access to that event. But to vote in our elections, you don't have to do that? That makes no sense. It's crazy and it's stupid. And so the United States Senate has a responsibility to open up that floor, use Senate procedure, actually have a debate. You have a filibustering debate. If Bernie Sanders wants to hold the floor of the U.S. Senate for 6 months, let him. Go ahead. Swap out the Depends. Get some body armor. Somebody slip you some whatever you need. Keep it going. Because it demonstrates the stupidity of your argument. And that is what the American people want to see. I, for one, want to see what their argument is. But we're not getting that because, and to be blunt, because we have Republican senators who still believe that the U.S. Senate is operating in 1990 America. That is ridiculous. The Democrats are true radicals. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to debate. They want to obstruct. They want to obstruct common sense. One of the other pieces of legislation, and actually our good friend Chip Roy was a sponsor of that one too, codifying Donald Trump's border security measures, would pass overwhelmingly in the House. The Democrats would all vote no. Why? Because they want open borders. It's that simple. It's been proven now twice in his first administration and now that his procedures secure this nation. The Democrats don't want to support that because they don't want to secure this nation. But if the Republicans in the Senate hide behind this arcane rule where they don't even go to the floor and debate these matters until they vote to end debate, like, this is ridiculous. Nobody else operates like this except the U.S. Senate. There is not one state in America that has a filibuster rule like what's up here on Capitol Hill. Not one. Go to any state, blue state, red state. Their Senate, it's an up or down vote. They debate the matter, they negotiate the matter, up or down vote, they move the package. It is only here where U.S. senators are too lazy to actually get in a room and truly negotiate. They rather go to their lunches behind closed doors and point fingers at the president because the president is doing his job that he was elected to do and swept the battleground states for, which is to make sure that this nation is secure for the future of the United States and its people. This is nuts. They need to come back. They need to pass this legislation. And with respect to colleagues who are saying, yeah, we're done doing business in the House until this gets passed, hey, Senate, ball's in your court. Open it up, do the right thing, actually debate, actually negotiate, come to some compromise, and let's see what you do.
Byron Donalds opened with a straightforward argument. Only American citizens should vote in American elections. According to Donalds, this shouldn't be controversial. It shouldn't even be partisan. It's common sense. He argued that the House has already passed legislation aimed at strengthening election integrity, but the Senate continues delaying action while hiding behind procedural rules. Donalds challenged Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Senate Democrats to publicly explain why they oppose requiring identification to vote in federal elections. He pointed out what he believes is an obvious contradiction. Americans are required to show identification to board airplanes, enter secure buildings, and even attend major public events. So why, he asked, should voting, the foundation of our democracy, be treated differently? Donalds argued that if Democrats truly believe their position is right, they should defend it on the Senate floor instead of blocking debate behind closed doors. If you're enjoying this breakdown, be sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and help MAGA News Central continue exposing the stories the mainstream media won't cover. Donalds didn't stop with Senate Democrats. He also criticized the Senate itself, arguing that outdated procedures have created a culture where politicians avoid public debate and accountability. Instead of endless delays, he said senators should stand on the Senate floor, defend their positions, and let the American people decide whose arguments make sense. If someone wants to filibuster, Donalds said, let them do it in front of the country, not behind closed doors. He also broadened the conversation to border security, arguing that the Senate has stalled legislation addressing issues many Americans care deeply about. His message couldn't have been clearer. The House has acted. Now it's the Senate's turn. Stop delaying, stop hiding, debate the bills, cast the votes, and let every American see where their elected officials truly stand. Byron Donalds delivered more than criticism. He challenged the entire Senate to become transparent, debate openly, and be accountable to the American people. Whether it's election security, border policy, or Senate procedure, Donalds argued that Americans deserve leaders willing to defend their positions in public, not behind closed doors. Now we want to hear from you. Do you agree with Byron Donalds that the Senate should publicly debate these issues instead of delaying them? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to MAGA News Central, share this video with fellow patriots, and turn on notifications so you never miss another political breakdown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.